It's the one on the bottom of you. Well, it's the leftmost one on your screen. You can see now. Whether maybe that goes. He could even take a pocket here, or he can.
He could flick off the yellow on the left-hand side and pop the red, but what's going on? I think maybe there Adam's questioning the time because Healy called Adam on the time earlier.
Yeah, and he's saying, "So right, you're
so now
you're to the same."
Yeah,
rules,
so now you're not staying to the time. So fortunately, a little bit of friction in this match between the players from the start. Really, like I said, there's a lot at stake here. Healy didn't have the best North Islands, so he lost a lot of ranking points. Yeah,
I think it's starting to come home now to him, isn't it? He's kind of realising that there's more pressure on him to perform. Because he really wants to make that New Zealand team to play Aussie, and also the New Zealand team to go to Aussie next year. I mean,
I just feel like he's putting himself into trouble here. I don't know where he's going with this.
Well, you remember that the finish he made a few frames ago was...
Yeah, well, these balls don't go, John, down here.
He kind of made it up as he went, didn't he? And he ended up getting the finish. But it's just whether he can do it again.
Well, where's he going here?
Run out of magic.
What's his shot here?
Probably to get onto the yellow that's closest to the bottom rail that we can see.
How's he going to do that?
Yeah, good. Well, that's a good point. I mean, only he knows. Oh.
Uh-oh.
No, don't lose a game like that.
To be honest, John, if that black has covered the red, I don't think it has been. No, if it has, that's probably saved him.
I tell you what, it's still on here. Run this through. There's a
four
ball plant.
What are you watching?
4-ball plant.
Really?
Yeah, yellow in the middle.
Oh wow.
To the red, to the yellow, shit. Off the red.
You might be right. Oh my god, you're right, John. What the hell?
What? He's making it up as he goes.
I quit.
No, don't. Please don't. Also, from a neutral point of view, please pot this. Let's just get some... The game's good enough as it is, but let's get some real excitement. Imagine if he gets this. How big is this? This would be the finish of the tournament, I reckon, if he gets this.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
Healy White, you are a freak. That's absolutely unbelievable.
Come on. Oh, yes. So casual, too, with the black.
Okay.
That was amazing. Somebody please clip that.
I apologise, Healy White. I'll never tell you to play safe again.
Thank you. Frame 16, Simon to break.
There it is in front of you. 7 frames to 8. Canterbury take the advantage here. But Simon gets to break. And again. Nothing down.
That was a bit unlucky.
It's scary how often that happens.
Yeah, he needed a ball then.
He did. 8-7. The call's going round of Canterbury. They're backing the local lad here. The sad thing about this is that there has to be a winner.
Yes.
Pick any colour you like, son, as long as you get it in the hole. Or red.
Red Flames.
Well, they look pretty good too.
They do.
Feeling a bit sorry for Simon at the moment. Like you say, he doesn't deserve to be a loser.
2 excellent players.
Yes.
Battling as though their lives depended on it.
If you look at all the things that Simon's won this year already,
yep.
What a stellar season he's having. But it's no disgrace to lose to Steve Denton if that's in fact what happens. It'd be nice to be 8-all.
Oh, terrific.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what we need. Then have a tiebreaker of 12 or something. Who gets that one?
Sorry, but it's looking pretty bad for Simon.
Simon might just about be able to put the cue in the rack shortly. Still that same calm approach to the table by Denton. Not flustered.
The thing is, Peter, you got to know Steve. If he was playing down at the club, just a practice game, he'd be just the same.
Yeah.
He doesn't really change. They play the table. They don't play the opposition. They play the table. And a lot of us, I include myself, play the opposition. You think you're up against a Steve Denton, you play different than if you're up against a
John Berry.
well. They're very much the same, really.
Okay, so is this the final act in the Devon Construction 8-ball Super Bowl?
I think
New Zealand Championship.
I think Paul Simons resigned to it. Actually, sitting there
Won't
thinking,
run the flag up.
no, if he gets a shot,
Beautiful position. This is a champion frame being played here.
yes, soft screw back and you'd think. Can I say this is a $5,000 black?
Yep.
Okay. It's a $5,000 black.
There's 10,000 to the winner. What a huge day at the office for him. Take a bow, Simon Singleton. You fought tooth and nail, mate. So what a wonderful occasion it's been with the Clippers here. John Berry, I appreciate your time. And the Devon Construction 8-ball Super Bowl New Zealand champion for 2015 is Canterbury's own Stephen Denton. Peach was saying on behalf of the crew, what a wonderful, wonderful occasion this has been to be able to cover all this event.
All right, joined by the shot maker, Baden Jackson. Baden, are you ready for your 20 questions?
I am.
Question number 1, reds or yellows?
Reds.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Beach holiday or ski holiday?
Beach.
Your greatest Q Sports achievement?
World Team Championship.
Biggest Q Sports disappointment?
I haven't really got any, to be honest. It's a learning curve.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Definitely.
All Blacks or Black Caps?
Black Caps.
Who is the GOAT of New Zealand pool?
You're talking to him.
Which New Zealand queuist do you admire the most?
I can't say myself for this one, so any junior that puts the time and effort in to be as good as they can be.
Yeah. Your Q Sports goal for the next 12 months?
Practice.
Your favourite Q Sport?
Reds and yellows, really. Snooker, no, snooker. Probably snooker. It's a pure game for the purists.
Favourite sport outside of Q Sports?
I ain't really got a life outside of Q Sports. Watching my son play football.
Who is your celebrity crush?
Oh, jeez. What was that bird? I can't remember. I don't know. Brad Pitt, David Beckham, any of them. Yeah. I've checked with his brother Sess.
Which player do you enjoy playing the most?
I don't know. Probably Matt McInnes, because I like fist pumping, and he hates it.
National or Labour?
I don't do politics. I'd probably go Mouldy Party, just to sit on the fence.
You've got a long black pot for $1 million. Who in New Zealand is taking that pot for you?
Tara Jackson, every day of the week.
Your favourite pool tournament in New Zealand?
Anyone I win.
Your highest snooker break?
144.
What is your go-to food at a pool tournament?
I don't know, I've not ate it all day. Don't really eat, to be honest. I don't know, anything. Believe it or not, I just love food.
Which player do you dislike playing the most?
What, in New Zealand or in...
Anywhere.
Gareth Potts, because I've played my best and just not been good enough to beat him.
Baden, those are your 20 questions. Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.
You're a couple of seconds late, mate. There you go. You might.
I'm 5 minutes early, mate. Afternoon pies, aka Ryan King. It's good to have you sat next to me.
Ucka the Rhino as well.
You what, sorry?
The Rhino.
Yeah, that too. Depends on whom you speak to
Yeah.
as to what they call you.
So we're in
Bree's
for
probably got something different in mind.
husband, whatnot. you got all 4 cameras at your disposal, John.
Alright, so we've got 4 cameras we can choose from here. And see Michael laying down the law to the players. Most likely he'll be saying, nothing below the belt, boys. Keep this clean.
Yeah, there's been a little bit of drama on the table 1 yesterday and today, so Michael's just maybe hoping for a smooth final. Really good mates between Baden and Steve, so I'm sure it'll be a good final.
Oh, definitely. I'm just replying to a message I've received from somebody else. But what you want here is that you don't want those little niggly controversial moments in the games, like with the shark rack or whether a shot's foul or fair. You want to try to eliminate that situation entirely. Issues that you've got with foul or fair shots, you need to get a ref in, and the players need to be able to call a ref in and have someone watch the shot, and then you just accept the decision whichever way it goes. I don't know why that was never possible in the other game.
Yeah, that's right.
You've got so many people in here with good eyes and a knowledge of the rules, so it should be quite easy, really. I don't want to sound like I'm being negative or anything, but this is just something I want to see improved.
Yeah.
We've got the juniors, Canterbury juniors going on in the other room here too. I was just out for a wee nosy before with Blake, because I know Blake has got a keen eye on that, because many of those players will be playing in junior nationals when that next comes up next year. Yeah, April next year, so Blake's getting a wee look at his competition early.
Because it's actually here.
Yeah, that's right, it is here, yeah.
There's a lot of juniors in that room. I've never seen so many juniors in Canterbury.
How many juniors do you think there is?
Like 30 maybe.
Oh wow, that's good, yeah.
For Canterbury.
Yeah, it's very good. I mean, they're our next generation for the game, so it's good to have a good number of juniors coming through for when we all pop off the perch and retire.
I don't think we're going to be retiring at age 50, Ryan.
No, definitely not.
I think there was about 12 juniors from Canterbury go up to New Plymouth earlier this year.
Yeah.
So we always send a strong contingent. We used to have junior interclub, in fact, here.
Oh, really?
Back in the early to mid 2000s. I don't think I think they're still doing that, but I haven't really kept much track of it since I stopped becoming a junior. So I don't know as much about it as I used to, but if they're going to have something like that and they don't have it, they need to start it up, because I think we've certainly got enough juniors to make it happen.
There's 22 juniors entered this week.
22 juniors, thank you, Paul. It's good that somebody knows where to look.
The old Canterbury 8 Ball Facebook page.
So Baden will be looking to win this year after being runner-up last year to Des.
Yeah, I mean, Des not in the picture this time around, so it's Steve Denton he needs to get through. Stevie was queuing marvellously for the most part in that semi-final, but Des really gave it to him towards that middle part of the game, really put him under pressure, and Steve, as he is so well able to do, just absorb that pressure and be able to come back stronger, and then he ended up too good for Des in the end. Let's see if this game follows the same sort of template.
Yeah, definitely. Right, leg for the break. Baden's is pretty good.
Well, that's Baden top of your screen, is it?
Yeah, Baden to break first.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a lot of experience playing this game too, Ryan, so you'll know a lot about the sort of shots that players should be playing. Because I had Cody in here before, and he's actually really good at calling stuff, but I think because he doesn't play this game as much, he sometimes misses the little intricacies, and that's not a dig at him, that's just
definitely,
fact.
yeah, that's right.
It's good to actually have him
So I think
give this a go because he's pretty good at what he does.
I think Baden's used a shark rack here, so he has. It's a good break.
That's a fantastic break. You see that yellow just sit on the rack though. How many times has that happened this weekend?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he'd really want yellows here, but I think he's a bit limited to options here, so I think Bader will be playing reds.
Oh, definitely. You play what you can see. Unless the risk is worth it playing a long shot or a tough shot for a set, if they're that much in favour.
Yeah. He doesn't have too much work to do around the top end of the table here. He's just got to keep up the top there. His main focus will be that red next to the black in the last shot, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's generally how players take those, isn't it? The one closest to the black is your last ball. As long as you can get nicely on it.
That's right.
Otherwise you move it relatively early. I mean, I don't think he needs to really move it. I mean, it looks like it doesn't go in many places, but it does. It goes in the top left corner and possibly into the middle on the left. So if he can get good pos on that ball for either those two pockets, and that's the ball he will take last. Which way around do you reckon he takes these, Ryan?
Yeah, well, I don't know if he's looking at playing the red on the rail, close to the rail next. No, he's not. He's going to take this red to the middle first. He maybe just leave himself dead straight shot and screw back to where he's pointing now.
Yeah. I just want to know if that black's on in the bottom left pocket. I'm just going to switch to the overhead view. It definitely looks like it goes from, for me anyway. I know the shark rack makes it a bit harder to track, but I think that goes, it's the bottom right corner on your screen there. I think that ball does pass the yellows in there, but we won't know until we actually see how Baden maps this out.
He's playing it. He's landed fairly just a bit off straight there, so I think he might have liked to be a bit lower on that red.
You reckon just to play through and just nudge?
Yeah, well, I mean, if he's a bit lower there, he can move to the transition to the next red a bit more easier, but.
Oh, okay, and you're not having to maybe involve the yellow in the shot.
That's right.
Because you see that yellow near the middle of the table, that's a pain. Because that's blocking your obvious route.
Yeah.
So you might have to dig into this a bit more to go around and behind it.
He's going to be interesting here. He's landed on, as they call it, the low side again.
Too close to the rail, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it's just going to be interesting where he's going to put this white for the black. I mean, ideally in these rules you don't want to be missing your last ball or the ball before the black, so you really want to capitalise if you're potting out in these rules.
It's gone too far. He's just hooked himself.
He has, yeah.
He's actually hit that crisp as, but he didn't need to.
He did pot that nice and clean, yeah.
We do have the benefit of being able to replay this as well, which is also always awesome. So he wanted to land, what, about 400 mil short of where he did, so he had a double. Oh, look at this shot!
Wow!
Why not just let's have another look at that. That was so special.
Wow, what a pot.
It was clean as a whistle too. He couldn't have actually got that out of there as any better than he did. And he was rewarded for that contact with the pot.
Absolutely. What a pot that was.
It's a good thing this is not a cool pocket game. And that's possibly why it's not a cool pocket game.
Yeah. No, fantastic to get out of that snooker and double it, and he'll be feeling a bit relieved after that, after snooking himself, thinking, oh, here we go. Maybe sat in his seat thinking, oh,
I've absolutely spurned this.
Yeah.
But no.
it's always good getting that first frame on the board.
So Stevie D, he's wrong end of a break and clear in the first game.
Oh, that red helped that white stay out of the middle there, and
the white flicked the red in as payment.
that's right. That white was so close to going off.
Yeah, I reckon that would have too.
Yeah, that definitely would have.
Let's see the replays like
Yeah.
So just flip back to your top view and just have a quick look at the layout before we switching back to this one. So we go onwards and upwards with the stream.
Yeah, I mean he can map these out pretty good if that yellow. I mean his tricky yellow is the one by the one closest to the red, but that might go to the right corner. But Steve's first look at the table here, so he'll be looking to get amongst the balls and pot some balls and get some confidence going for the remainder of the game.
One thing he's got at his advantage is the fact that he just got off this table, so that even though the table's been groomed and brushed and ironed again, he just had a go on this, so he'll have a bit more later experience playing on it. So from what we saw, it ran really fast, so his touch game actually worked quite well for the fast table. Come out beautifully for the yellow and bulk here. Now this gives him a better look at the one to the right middle, because before that he could have gotten onto the one for the right middle off that shot, but it was going to be a lot harder because of the red there.
Yeah. Just play a nice cute shot. So yeah, I think he might be looking at
Bottom yellow there?
He's left himself that low to push the white to where he looked right now to put the yellow in the bottom right corner.
I just want to see if that's on.
Sorry if people. I'm a bit croaky at the moment, so it's myself, Ryan King, and John Saundercock in the comedy box.
Spinning some fat beats. So he tried to hit it. I think he tried to hit it because it must not have been on, or he didn't.
I'll tell you what.
He might have made it on.
Yeah. Plus, I honestly think he's landed pretty good here. This yellow to the middle.
I might stay with this view just because this will show him going across the width of the table.
He needs to land a bit higher off this. He isn't quite
short, isn't he? About 2 ball width short.
Yeah.
So I mean, if the shot's on, the shot's on, but it becomes much more of a cut now because I don't think Steve will want to run around the table and hope he gets on it, because you've got so much acreage there and you've got so many balls to potentially get into trouble
He's
off.
looking at screwing back behind there.
But got in the way.
He's going to have to do a Baden Jackson shot here, but minus the double.
Yeah, just Hopawate straight into the bottom left pocket.
Yeah.
I think it's about the only shot he's got, but what he's also got, the red might help him if he's just off. Red, did he? No,
he
but
covered it though.
Covered it.
And I'll tell you what, he hasn't left it very nice for Baden, so.
Perhaps fortunate that he didn't pot that ball. I don't know if the black was on from there. But yeah, Baden's been left an ugly ball here. These aren't touching, so he can't just play away for an easy snooker. the black being there makes the snooker a bit trickier, but if he can miss the black, he might sit behind it. Yeah, there you go, shot.
Yeah, Steve's just looking at it to see if that yellow's touching the draw there, but that was a nice, cute shot from Baden there.
So he's looking to come around and through between those two reds nearest the yellow. Well, right rail, top rail on your screen, left rail, maybe.
Yeah.
You'd have to think that that's a lot of table to cover.
And
oh no.
Yeah.
No, it was a good effort, but you didn't need to be too far out the first rail, and then it kind of chucks the rest of it out.
That's right. And it's just really opened up another pocket for Baden, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. I mean, that's the value of that snooker, is that good snooker, not just a snooker, but to take away the obvious route as well. These could very well pay him dividends here. Happy enough with that?
Yeah, I would be, yeah. I think he's going to leave himself to the red to the middle. Or he's just going to... Yeah.
As long as he can run down, or rather up table, then he'll be fine. This looks fairly natural from here. I mean, any of those three balls, if he's on it, is good.
You see Baden played quite a bit of side on that shot.
He wanted to keep it away from the right hand side of the table, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
Open up the cut here.
So Baden looking good here early on.
A bit of stun just to get across.
Yeah.
Stun drag type shot.
And Baden looking for a 2-0 start early on.
Holds the black, so first two frames to Baden Jackson. Was Baden your number one prediction to win this, other than yourself, of course?
I mean, no disrespect, but I know Baden's a very top player and one of the best in New Zealand. But he's actually been on holiday for quite some time, and I don't think he. Sometimes he does say that he doesn't practice and whatnot, but Simon's, last 2 years he hasn't won a National Super League or New Zealand Open tournament, so I mean these rules, but yeah, he would have liked to win one from the last 2 years, I don't know. I don't think I would have picked Baden to win, but that's not just being disrespectful or anything, but I thought Simon might have gone through and won it, but it is defending champ. He did very well to get to the semi-final as well. It's not always easy trying to go back to back in any type of sport,
especially when you've got the calibre of players that you have here. I mean, you've got, especially you look at the way the quarterfinals set themselves up, you've got 8 players who can all win it.
Well, me and Des were looking last night, and all 8 players in the quarterfinal lineup were all in the top 10 rankings. So that goes to show how pretty accurate they were. Baden wouldn't have picked himself this year. Yeah, I know that, Tara. But like I said, I didn't mean that in any disrespectful kind of way. But no, he had a nice family holiday over in England and America, so I'm sure he would have been concentrate on a nice family holiday. But I'd love to see Baden win it.
Yeah, I mean, when you're away on holiday, I think you're just more wanting to have a relaxing time, and
That's
maybe
right,
that
yeah.
might have helped to centre him a bit more.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Sometimes a holiday is just what you need if you've had a bit of stress in your life.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely.
I know you didn't, Ryan. That was in reference to what?
I think, yeah, saying Baden.
I'm not picking Baden as winning this. Okay. Oh, you certainly want your money on him right now.
Oh, definitely is. He's looking comfortable.
Blake was actually asking me who's your pick to win this in the final, and I actually said Baden over Stephen, and one of the reasons why is because Baden had such a strong game against Simon. He'll be feeling the better out of the two players. Even though Stephen beat the defending champion in Des, he had to struggle to get there. Whereas, obviously, an 8-3 win against Simon Singleton, it looks quite easy, but it wouldn't have been as easy as it would seem. But Baden actually really stuck it to Simon in that game, and against a person who's provided him a lot of heartache in the past, managed to really get a big monkey off his back again. So he'll be playing with a fair bit of freedom and confidence now.
Yeah, definitely. It's not easy beating Simon, comfortably.
That'll do even better than going the other side of that ball. It looks like he's going to try and fade across the bulk line here.
He's just got to hit the gap between the yellow and red, yellow and black. But he's played like
fade.
that.
Well, I call it a fade anyway.
What
it's
a
more
shot.
of a screw stun shot.
Yeah, screwed off the side rail to play it into the black where he's going to be playing it now. And Baden just running right at the moment here.
Well, that frame was a thing of beauty, wasn't it? In terms of Baden, I mean, Steve had a chance to pot a ball, open them up, missed it, and Baden said thank you very much.
Definitely, yeah.
I just wonder if that might put Stevie off trying to do that in the future now that he's 3-0 down, or is he going to continue that same line of play because it served him so well? But I mean, situation's a bit different now that he's down. I mean, what are you thinking in this situation if you're 3-0 down?
Oh, I just heard a few cheers for Stevie, but you just really want to frame on the board to get that confidence up. And it's a great break from Steve.
Ooh.
Oh, he wouldn't have liked that last red going by the black, but it's a good solid break.
Yeah, it was fantastic, wasn't it? I don't think that he was about to move the shark rack there, but he noticed the red creeping towards the black and didn't want to risk fouling.
I think the black's sitting on the shark rack. But yeah, yellows look good here.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with the red sitting there, is it makes the yellows the better balls to play.
Yeah.
And he's got a few yellows that could be a bit tricky, but what he's also got, he's got quite a few of them around that black, so two in particular that are definitely on. When he gets down to it, he can use those maybe to pop the black out.
Are you attacking though, Ryan, or a bit more safe? I mean, in these international rules, there's no really playing safe. I mean, there's, like last year the rules were, black ball rules, and there was a bit more safety involved. What was the last year's rules, black ball?
Black ball, yeah.
Yeah, they were. So, I mean, you can pot a ball over the pocket. Put a ball over the pocket, but there's in the international rules, there's no point in putting a ball over the pocket anymore, and That's a great shot from Steve.
There you go. He's removed that issue.
But yeah, not an international. There's no point putting the ball out of the pocket as your player can just play the turnover, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
but
the turnover shot actually introduces much more of a dimension to the game. You can't just win a game by parking a ball over a hole.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, you can, but you have to be more choosy about when you do it.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, you know, yeah. Plus, all these games this weekend, they're all attacking, and that's because of the rules.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great advertisement for any sort of cue sport, isn't it? When you see players going for shots, potting balls, going for splits, going for skill shots, which you don't see a lot of skill shots, but you do sometimes see them in this game. It's less of a risk. What's he done? He's overshot.
Yeah, I don't know if that yellow will go.
He was liking it for about 0.2 of a second there, wasn't he?
I think he's ended up landing a bit straight. I think he wanted to be here to put the yellow on there and go down for the yellow, but...
Oh, I see what you mean. Well, if it is on, it's 50-50 this, isn't it? If it is on, then you want to leave yourself the better angle for the shot. But what he's done, unfortunately, is he's left it on too much of an angle, because I'm not so much thinking about the yellow, I'm thinking about the black. He's almost having to force this to not get snookered.
I think if he plays yellow, he's definitely coming back up there for the black. But whether or not that black's on past the red...
But what I mean is he might be able to see so little of the jaw, because if he can see the jaw and just slide in off the jaw, he has to play it soft.
Yeah, I don't think it's on though, this yellow.
That's a chunky hit. I think he was just hoping to slide off the jaw and just sit in there.
You can't be making mistakes like that in these rules. Baden's still got a bit of work to do with that red on the rail up the top. But Baden, playing the way he's playing at the moment, I'm picking he clears these up.
I do too. It's just how he gets to that ball, that trouble ball. There's a good wee bump there. That ball that's right on the middle jaw could be a potential for a snooker behind. If he runs into problems getting position on something, he may be able to use that ball on the rail towards the bulk end of the table and just touch into it and leave the cue ball behind the red on the jaw there. You feeling a bit poorly, Ryan?
Nah.
He's a bit fidgety.
No, I'm just cruising.
Oh yeah.
So he's... I think he might leave the red down on the rail to last.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a bit of sense, doesn't it? Because all you need to do is leave yourself just off the rail for that red, and then you've just got to punch it down the rail, don't you?
Yeah, he's definitely leaving that red to last.
If he leaves the cue ball about where it is now, that's just fine. And
perfect, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's relatively straight on this. Yeah, there you go. He's almost placed it back there.
Make or break shot here, John. I mean, ideally you don't want to gift your opponent a frame just like that.
Yeah, he almost wanted to make sure he got position on the black. I think when you're playing the way Baden is, you've just got to make sure that ball goes down and then trust your cueing to pop the black. Yeah. You might leave yourself a harder shot than you want, but you've got a shot on the black.
Steve will be stoked to get a frame on the board here.
Well, I mean, you think he shouldn't have gotten this frame, but
no.
it is again one shot.
Wow. 3-1. Steve's on the board. Be happy with that.
So this was the shot to get on the black. You see that little bit of trace of right that he put on it to open up the angle off that rail to make sure that he was fully to the left of the black.
Yeah, that's right.
Otherwise you go skinny and you might leave yourself in between the...
He wanted to move the yellow but never could.
I don't think so, John. I don't think he never needed to touch that at all, really.
Another big break.
So down
Yes,
goes...
excuse the little wiggle on the top view of the camera there. The aircon gives it a bit of a blow.
Yeah, it's not fantastic, is it? But I mean, it is a much better top view than we have had before, and it is definitely a good look at the table when you're breaking. So red off the break.
Yeah, it's quite
Much of a muchness here, isn't it?
Yeah, the balls are quite not a nice break, really. I'd say, would it?
Well, no, not a nice layout, is it?
No.
He's taking taking reds here.
Yeah, he's taking reds.
I think he tried to promote that one that's nestled in with all of those yellows, and he hasn't done it. He was playing for a cannon onto it, and he wasn't able to actually get a punch through to hit them out. Oh dear.
Oi, oi, oi.
That's a horrible mistake to be making this early in the frame. Because, yeah, the yellows are awkward, but you know what? You've got a chance to make them less so, and maybe even Steve could play a turnover shot here.
He's going to play a turnover shot, and he's going to snooker Baden here.
As long as he's left a snooker, that's fine.
But I mean, even so, if Baden can pot that red, then he's still got that red to worry about next to the yellow.
Yeah, I think he can see an edge. If he can see an edge, then he can possibly billiard this off the black. He's looking for the little cannon off the black there into the middle pocket at the top of the screen. So maybe the main view might be better off that you can actually see it.
Oh, he's gone for one of his trademarks, double on the black that he got first frame.
Yeah, and it didn't work for him that time, but it's often it's one of those occasions where it's a piece of magic that gets you going.
That's right, yeah.
I don't know what he would have done next, but
make sure you guys share the stream out there and share it around, and also big thanks to our sponsors, On Q, Daryl at On Q and New Zealand Pool Promotions, and I don't know if is there any other sponsors, John? I mean, just the whole people that do a lot of yeah, exactly. That's right. That do all the work down here, and I mean, I've seen Daryl this weekend. You know, he's been down here countless hours, brushing, ironing tables, and cleaning balls, and he's here all day today, packing away tables, and does a fantastic job. So.
Oh yeah, certainly hats off to him. Just the time, he doesn't play pool. Remember, he just makes pool tables and has this stream available for us. But he does so much for the pool community.
That's right. Yeah.
That's a fantastic shot. He did extremely well to pick a line to make that ball on, so that unlocks the other two in that cluster. He just needs to be careful. If he's going to play this yellow that's underneath the red here, he needs to be careful he doesn't push the red onto the black.
Just a little delicate shot here, isn't it, John?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to hit it hard, just hard enough to pot it. If you hit it hard enough to pot it, you'll stop somewhere near that red, and then you've got possibly one of 3 yellows you can play. Rather than hitting it too hard and you've still got that, but then the black's covered.
And he's gone out a bit of a position, yeah. You're right there, John.
That's not horrible though. It's not ideal, and maybe the angle wasn't quite there to play that soft shot. He was most likely always running into the red hard anyway. I'm just thinking though is how difficult it's going to be for him to get from this yellow bottom right of your screen to the one on the left.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going to cut this yellow in, he's going to come back down here, isn't he? So he's hoping to get on to the yellow closest to the rail off this red yellow, because he needs to play a bit of left-hand side or left-hand side of his to kick the yellow in. So I'll tell you what, he's not perfect.
Yeah,
So
this could be Danger City here, because
he's just chasing the tail at the moment. And when you're chasing the tail, you can feed off to your opponent that you're not quite settled in.
or that you're not quite trusting this
Yeah,
small
exactly.
cue ball on
Yeah,
your
the-
positioning.
Like you used to, yeah.
I wonder what sort of angle this is, though, in terms of can he possibly run into that red next to the black and sit the cue ball there, or does he have to miss that? Oh no, he's run into the yellow. He doesn't want this to go.
Oh,
That's a great shot.
that's a very great shot from Steve. He's played that very well. But the question is, where's the black going? He has to leave the white over here.
Oh yeah, you're looking at the white.
Jeez, I thought he just about fouled there. Gosh, his hands are close to that red.
Yeah, he needs to watch his killing here, and he needs to watch his bridge. This is
I'll tell
looking
you what.
perfect. He couldn't have placed that any better. What a fantastic shot that is. Shot
3-2.
execution at its finest right there.
Stevie D back in the game. We got our game in our hands, gentlemen and ladies.
I'll tell you what we do have as well is that, as well as getting such a fantastic game, we're now starting to get a fantastic crowd coming in.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
There will be some more people that you can't see on the screen, but I mean, Steve's got a lot of support here in Christchurch because he's been living here for more than 10 years now, and he's a beloved member of our pool community. So definitely public support's with him, but of course there'll be people who are close to Baden watching this as well, whether it be in the room or as for Tara on the stream. So I mean, don't ever underestimate the love that's in the room for Baden.
Yeah.
Also, being a North Island versus a South Island final, that adds a little bit of extra spice too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're all good friends in this.
Thanks.
We're all good friends in the pool community, so everyone cheers for everyone as well. So, but it's just who takes home the title on the day, isn't it, John?
Yeah, I mean, and you shake their hand and it's well done.
Yeah, exactly.
Good win. Doesn't matter who they are. And it's a lot different here to how it is in Australia too, isn't it? I mean, Australia, obviously, you've played with the Aussie boys before, and it's almost like cliquey or tribalistic, isn't it?
Yeah. That's funny. The Australians, they have a couple of group friends, but they're just really what's the word?
They're into themselves.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
To themselves.
Yeah. Whereas all here, we're all,
All good mates.
all
aren't we?
good mates and want each other to do well and whatnot. Which I'm not saying the Australians do that, but yeah.
It doesn't show, does it?
No, that's
From
right.
what I've heard. Obviously, I've never been over there and watched a Pockets Pro Series live, but you just tell, don't you?
Next year, John,
Oh, definitely.
cards?
I'd love to. I just wish I had some dosh on me.
Work a bit harder, mate.
Oh, I work as hard. Ooh, unlucky. Great pos on both balls too.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I mean, I work as quite hard as it is, and I mean, we're saving up to try and buy a house, so I mean that's always one thing. But
Yeah.
it'd be good if somebody were to maybe shout me over there or sponsor me to go over there. I'm not saying it should be you, Ryan. I'm just saying that I'd love to actually get the chance to go over there because I know how much I'd love being there.
Yeah. Yeah, well, about those Aussie boys, they're really like they're all about their states, you know. Victoria, you know, boys, and you know, Queensland crew, and Western Australia, and you know, they all kind of cheer for their players from their state.
We used to have a little bit of that here when we played for regions, but even then, everybody was still mates at the end of it. Even though you wanted your region to beat everyone else up,
That's
you
right.
still all got together for a beer at the end of it.
Tara took the words right out of my mouth just then.
Didn't need that kiss on the red. Then again, if he didn't get that kiss on the red, there was a chance of the in off. So a bit of a double-edged sword there.
That's right, yeah.
I suppose you're right though, Tara. I mean, that kind of creates factions, doesn't it?
Just, I don't know if Steve's going to remove this red here, or...
I'd say he picks the red off. Well, he tried to anyway. He's missed the pot, however. What sort of shots he left Baden here?
I think he might have left that red there, yeah.
Are you looking at the red at the topmost of your screen?
Yeah, he's playing it now, yeah.
I was about to switch sides, but Baden's pretty quick on the shot.
Ooh.
Red to the middle's fine. He's naturally going to stay away from that yellow to the right of it too.
That's right, yeah.
You can even play a stun shot here. There's nothing wrong anywhere there. I think it just looked bad at the first view, but then you realise that it lines up.
Just looking at where he needs to get the white. He'd love to, as he pointed that cue, he'd love to hit that gap there, so...
Has he found it? No, he hasn't found it.
No.
Ouch.
Yeah. And I mean, that's it. Those little errors can cost you the frame in these rules.
And for the length of table he covered on that shot, he's not missed that by very much.
No, that's right, yeah. He's going to play the...
Tried to... No, that's actually not bad. He tried to play for a snooker behind the other red, but he's ended up pretty good there. I'd love to, John, if you're willing to spot me some money.
There you go, there's your man right there, John.
Could be my ticket over there. I wonder if they'd even let me in the booth, or are they too...
No,
they're too set in their own ways for that too. I might have just buggered myself out of it by saying that.
You did, John, you did.
Thank you.
Thanks. So yeah, Steve's got another chance here to, I mean... Oh, he's got the cover on the red though.
Maybe...
I'll tell you what, that's worked out very lucky.
Buy me a beer. I love you, John. Don't you forget that.
Are you just trying to suck up now, John?
No, I'm not. He knows that too. He might be playing for the Cobras next year as well. Just
Cashmere Cobras.
yeah. It's my inter-club team.
So
here
you
in
captain that
Christchurch.
team, John?
No, I'm the vice captain.
Oh, yeah. So who's captain?
Guy called Awatea Davey.
Oh, yeah.
I'll try and hide behind this yellow here.
No, he's going to try and... I'm not a fan of that shot, to be honest.
No, he's left too many options there. The yellow that yellow bottom left of your screen actually blocks a lot of progress.
That's
so
right.
So he could go long if he wants to, or he could even top this all the way through.
That's right, you took the words right out of my mouth there, John. He can just play this as a shot to nothing kind of thing and play at the top and leave the weight up there. And
smash! In you go.
Put the cat in the bag, John.
No, he doesn't. I don't think he doesn't like travelling in the car, John. He won't like the plane. Clerk, yes.
Tell you what.
I just hope he isn't behind it. I think he's okay.
I don't think it's the shot that he intended to play though, but...
No, it isn't, but he might... If he's feeling a bit of gumption, he's moved away from it. I was thinking if he's feeling a bit of gumption here, then he could possibly play the one he's next to and just screw back for that one he was about to play. This looks reasonably straight, or he could possibly screw it into the left rail if he's taking the one right next to him.
He also got this yellow head to the middle, but can play. But I think Stevie's...
Yeah, he's playing the shot that I suggested. He just needs to cue it well, which he has. If anything, he's cued it too well, but...
He's got another one to the same pocket.
Yes, or he could put it in the corner. What he's done, though, he's given himself another chance, and a pretty good one at that. And he might need to make another good shot here, but he's in the position where he can.
How'd you enjoy yourself anyway this weekend, John?
Oh, I thought it was marvellous.
Yeah?
I kind of did, I did, again, probably better than I expected to, but then again, the South Islands, I had the same low expectation because I don't play the rules. That's beautiful.
Yeah. No, it looked like you were playing quite well out there. You played, you did well to get where you did, and shot Stevie.
The killing in this frame's been sublime by Steve Denton, and it's needed to be.
Yes, that's
Look
right.
at what it could culminate in.
3 apiece.
Yes, that's how you do it. 3-0 down, and now share of the spoils at 3-all.
I had fun apart from losing to John.
You did right, Paul. I mean, it'd be good if we actually funded a group of people to go over, or just we all pulled together and all went over, a whole group of us to support the Kiwi players. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Still got a few other players that stayed back and watched and sporting, so that's cool.
And also the players who were knocked out yesterday who have stayed. And I mean, Blake, Sydney and Zane, they were all out. Well, Zane didn't play, but the other two got knocked out on Friday, but they've stayed here and they've continued to watch, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I think I did a mistake by flying home tomorrow morning.
When's your flight?
Tomorrow morning.
Oh, yeah.
The wife's, at home with the kids, which is lovely of her to do. I still get to go away and play pool.
There's a bit of give and take there, isn't there? Obviously, if there's something that she wants to do, then you'll put your hand up and say, I'll take care of Isla while you go away.
That's right, John. Great minds think alike, huh?
I don't have a kid, so... But it's the same with...
When you do, though?
No, if.
If!
Not so sure that's going to happen for me. Oh, Baden, how have you missed that? You wouldn't have missed that when you were 3-0 up, I'll tell you that much. Could be because of the game situation. He's just been put under some pressure, and even for a guy like him at Kells...
Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, you can't be doing that, can you, John?
No, that's a potential frame loser, and when you've lost your last 3...
No.
No, I think he's confined to the zoo tonight.
I'm on the Coca-Colas tonight. Is he? So
Also Sunday as well, isn't it?
Just a nice. Might have a couple when we get home at Dez's house because it's his birthday tomorrow. So
oh yeah,
might have dinner tonight, and have some beers at his house.
Oh yeah, it'll be 29 tomorrow, won't he?
I think so. Yeah, I'm his best mate.
1994.
94.
We're all going on about how in 2013 he was the youngest player to win an Island event.
Yeah,
he
I
was
was
18. So
have you seen the photo of me, him, and Sam?
no, I need to.
I'll show you. Oh,
Get away from that.
oh, lucky you landed in front of that.
It was looking like a potential snooker. Has he made this harder than it needs to be? Because maybe if this is too straight, I mean, that angle might not help, but if it's too straight, then he's really going to have to fight to get position. And if he wants to draw straight back here, then there's a chance he'll draw back into that yellow.
Oh, he's played a lovely shot there.
Yeah, that was a weird looking shot. It's almost like the cue ball froze on the screen. But he actually opened the angle up nicely. What angle was there he used?
Yeah, that's right. And he can play this like he's been cueing lovely the last few frames, so if he can cue this nicely and kiss into the black, he's holding the white there for the next red.
Only thing is, he doesn't want to kiss too hard into the black, otherwise he puts the black on the rail. So it's another touch shot. Or you play it harder and kick it off the rail, just like that.
Just like I said.
Oh, you did. You picked that nicely, Ryan.
But I mean, has he got the angle to get back out for the black? This is a question.
Yeah, I mean it's just off straight. So, but being just off straight means that he should be able to play this and come off the top rail there and not get hampered by that yellow there. So it shouldn't hit the yellow. Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Beautiful. Absolutely
Stevie
beautiful.
D.
Steaming ahead.
Doing his work.
Just needs to make one more good shot here.
Right, it might be on my Facebook page. I'm going to show you the photo though, John.
Oh, beautiful.
4-3 to Steve. He hits the lead.
Once again, and this is now big pressure for Baden. He's been not doing a hell of a lot in these last few frames, and Steve's just gone ahead of them.
Yeah, he's definitely missing a few balls. Alright, let's get this photo, eh, John?
You're going to try and find it.
Yeah, well.
I mean, there's 50 or 60 people in that room, John.
Oh, really? That's good.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you've obviously got some people that are out of shot. Yeah, it's good to have people actually watching, eh?
Oh, definitely. Especially as we try and, grow these rules in New Zealand and the world champs next year in Australia, making the New Zealand team in the test match, and yeah, it's all reaping rewards for doing well and climbing up those rankings.
And what it does too is it fosters interest from the pool players in the room as well. Those who don't play pool will stay as support, and that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Then those who play, this may want to make them take the game up and produce players for the future.
That's right. How lovely does Steve just break and halts that white ball in the middle of the table there? It's
Yeah, I mean, he got a wee kick off it, but
yeah, he did.
you can't really control that. But
No, that's right.
Yeah, the way he hits that is commendable, isn't it? Because you don't end up running into too many problems with an offs or poor cue ball position.
Yeah, that's right. My photos are just loading at the moment, John. It's a bit slow internet in here, but I'm trying to just loading. Oh, Stevie.
He's into his work quickly, yeah.
He's got that white ball on the string at the moment, doesn't he?
He does indeed, and that's dangerous because before he was having to get reacquainted with the table and Baden was running hot. But
that's right, yeah.
Now that he's got the table time, he's made the most of it. He's rediscovered that touch that he had in the semi-final.
What?
That needs to stop, and it does. I'm guessing he'll take the red to the middle pocket, the higher of those two reds on your screen, and then do a wee drawback and end up on the red basically bang in the middle of the table, and then go down off that to the red that's to the left of the yellow nearer the black spot. He's overhit that.
Jeez.
He's over. It's the first time we've really lost his cue ball in the last few frames, and you see a bit of disappointment going there. He's just got to, again, he's got to make a good play on this, but he's now introduced a bit more risk into this game, which is exactly what Baden will want here.
Oh, Stevie.
Oh, don't stop.
Alright, the photo's coming up, John.
What he did so well there is that he picked a different line, he stuck to it, and then he cued it. And again with that precision, good use of the yellow, so obviously he couldn't just play it straight, he had to play into the yellow, and he played off the good part of the yellow too, so he stopped it right there for the red. So that was interesting. He might want to try to draw back onto that side rail and off. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, what happened there?
Oh, he screwed the cue ball right back into the middle pocket. I think he was trying to screw off the rail and be better on the black. He did such a good job of getting to that position and then possibly overplayed his hand, which happens to the best of us, and I know Steve's obviously one of the best of us.
2014, John, you got it wrong.
Did he won the...
That was when he won the North Island title.
Yeah, that was on your birthday, and the North Islands
played
that early in the year.
That's right. But, sorry, my apology, but that's the photo there, John. That goes back some moons ago, doesn't it?
Jesus Christ, you guys all look so different. Oh, right, actually, that's not true. Sam looks pretty much the same, only just a bit beefier. In the best possible way, of course.
There's a lot more hair on his head there. But no, he even won the North Islands with... He's played that well. He even won the North Islands with one of our guys that plays at our club, because Des snapped his cue a week before he went away to play in the North Islands. He was playing snooker and pretending to wrap his cue up in the ear on top of the center table, but he caught the table and shattered it to pieces.
Look at this from Baden now.
Yeah.
The one mistake that he's been able to capitalise on here. Now the chance to... Oh, look at the side.
Shot.
The side to make that pot. And position on the black.
4-all.
And 4-all, and boy, he'll be feeling a lot better about himself now.
Absolutely. 4-all and 5-3 is a huge difference.
Yeah, I mean, that was looking ominous, wasn't it, for Baden, especially with the way Steve was playing, and then just that one shot where he got a little too into it. And it was just the opening that Baden needed. Now it's 4 each, so look out.
Just need to go toilet, John. I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
There's one right there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Right, so again, intriguing final to say the least. I mean, I could use so many different words or better words for it, but that's the one that crops up in my head. So just like every other game today, there's been so many of those little moments that have all scattered throughout the game that have all come together to produce what has been a fantastic spectacle today. It's been a showcase of this form of the game at its very best, and it just shows you what you can expect from our guys on the world stage. And the hope, of course, is that we can get a lot of these players to play both in Australia and at the Worlds, and that they can learn from playing this and be even better. It's got a bit of inside English on that to stay on the yellow in bulk there. So we want to come up to the right of the black here. Interesting that the black's actually where it is. Even if he gets a wee touch on the black, maybe it could help. Or do you reckon he's wanting to leave that yellow near the middle of the table for last, the one closer to the bulk?
Yeah, you're right. Tell you what, he's played that pretty good.
He's left himself a chance to maybe get on that. Yeah, I think that yellow might even go into the pocket bottom right there.
Yeah.
He's certainly thinking it does. That makes his job a hell of a lot easier. We were thinking of maybe he might split it, but he probably doesn't need to. I think he must have stamped the ground to make that go in.
The spring-loaded floor made it wobble.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to have to play this yellow next, or he's looking at just... He really wants to play that middle yellow last.
Yeah, you want to just try and drop this in and just come off that right rail there, enough for that yellow to cut in. Doesn't want to hit it too slow. He's ended up not making the rail, but that's fine because that would have made the cut harder. Weighted that very, very well, because some players will want to take a rail here, especially if you played 9-ball. The compulsion is to play that for the rail, but you do that, you'll still leave a shot, but it's harder. So you're closer to this and the angle isn't as freakish.
Yeah, so he's done well to hold the white up there and play this yellow. And playing the yellow, what yellow he wants to play last, he's going to be doing that. So
yeah, so he's engineered this very nicely to get onto the two balls he wants.
He's playing a little bit of side here.
Whoa.
He's played that
That's
well.
fine. That's great.
He's played it good.
Any angle, and that's great. Well, even if it's dead straight, it's fine because he can just draw straight back to roughly where he is now. I mean, he's got the option either way. Hit the red. Oh, graze the red, he's behind it.
Oh. He's going to have to do what he did in frame 1 again, John.
Can he do it again?
You think he can?
Yeah, I reckon he's going to go the bottom rail on your screen, or rather now the top rail on your screen. And the reason why I say that...
No, he's going far
he's gone
first.
this way.
No.
Not this time.
Not this time.
Oh dear. This again, there's not a big difference there between that being perfect and that ending up bad. wouldn't have thought for a moment that he'd end up behind there, though. I'm surprised he even ended up anywhere close to that. Might have been just playing to get it as good as he could, to leave himself as little work to do as he could, and so often when you do that, you just overplay it, just like 5%, and that's all it needs.
Yeah. He's left himself a bit straight here. Maybe he's just going to lay the red up, John, and snooker batting behind the red.
He could, but I don't think he will. Unless he doesn't like the look of that. Yeah, he's shaking his head here, so he's not happy with it. So I'm guessing you might be right here, Ryan. No, he's having a go. Would have liked that to come off the rail a little touch more. I think this really does bring the snooker into play now. Whether he decides he's going to play this and play it aggressively. No, he's played it aggressively. He's actually done incredibly well not to hit the red there.
Baden will be kicking himself, snookering himself on that black now, and
oh crap! Hold up. Just making sure you were on, Ryan. You are now. I'm not too sure if you were before, because I couldn't see the monitor. Mine's gone quiet, you reckon? Well, mine's on. Yeah, I'm on the far mic, so we've got both mics going. We're trying to get as far away from each other as possible, and I'm trying not to sit too close to it, because I know that if I get too close to it, it kind of starts jamming. Done well there, but
he did really well to get out there.
Might have to play long here.
Yeah, well, does he even get the black out? But that's just flirting with danger, isn't it?
He doesn't need to. The reason I like the long pot, he's gone away from it. Oh, he's engineered that beautifully. He's missed the black and he's come out very, very nicely for his last red. Don't go in off in the middle.
Oh, he's played that very well.
Oh, he's
Stevie D for the black down the rail to go 5-4 up.
Played it more sideways than straight draw to make sure he was in good position for this.
That wiped his feet, didn't it? Look at this.
Oh, look at this again on the slow motion shot here.
Wow.
But it's because he cued it so well, even though he hit it hard and it didn't go in straight, but because he cued it so well, it actually gave him the benefit of the doubt. So 5-4 Steve Denton, he's now regained the lead here. He was 4-3 up and then 4-all and now 5-4 after Baden Jackson took the first 3 frames. So Simon Singleton's in the chat now. It's his doubles partner as well with the CNZ.
Decided to start laying the trip higher, Simon? The glass.
Oh. Never. Stevie. A favoured shot of his proved.
Oh, was it that the run around bulk and back out? There's a lot of shots he's good at. I mean, that one he proved to be that one proved to be brilliant for him. Oh, the just off straight shot. Okay, just to manipulate that angle for himself. So this definitely does. This does make for a great push towards the end now, with the players close to each other, and
Absolutely.
we've got a real final here. It's great to actually see a final that could very well go the distance, because it's so good to watch. The play this weekend, the Friday plus this weekend, has just been incredible to watch. I mean, even some of the loser side games, there's been so much talent there, and they played so well to show that they belong here. North Islands have played no.
Is there still a match clock?
I believe there's still a 2-hour limit, yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, the game started at 3, so we've played for an hour and 7 minutes now. Shouldn't be an issue with time. I'll see how that goes, but it's good to actually see the games actually being completed within the time limit. Obviously, that semi-final, the quarter-final that ended up going hill and went to a 6-red shootout was one of the only exceptions to that, but at the same time, a 2-hour time limit seems to be pretty much perfect for this.
Yeah. So Baden at the table, looking at going yellows here. And yellows look pretty good, don't they, John?
Definitely. He doesn't actually need to move either of those two yellows that are next to each other either. He can get right over.
He's going to go into them now, I bet you.
Yeah, good pick, Ryan. He's pointed his cue at them.
Yeah, great shot.
Opened them up nicely. I feel he's a little hard done by having that one closer to the rail, but again, it's one good shot. Play a good shot here and you're back on it.
Yeah. You need to play that yellow.
Yeah, be the one more in the middle towards the middle of that short rail. And to get back out for the one in the middle of the table. See him point his cue off that long right rail. That's okay, as long as he's on either the one bottom right or the one in the middle. Both of those are good balls to get on to others from. I don't think he's fancying the one bottom right. I'd say it's the one to the left middle now. Oh, he backs himself to play this one. This might be to put a wee bit of swerve on this, and did, and he missed the pot. Try to just dig into it to pot it, because he knew that could be troublesome to get on later.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you think he dials long distance here?
Yeah, I mean, again, if he pots that red, he's still got that red to the middle, so just one good shot here, John. One good shot. Ooh.
And it's not. For the first time in, about 5 frames, he's not played a good shot.
No.
So it could be a bit of a pressure release for Baden there. He's got options here for which yellow he wants to land on. If he's taking the one over the hole, then he's got a good lot of table to land in for the one to the right of your screen.
Yeah, definitely.
Sutara's re-entered the chat.
Giving Baden a big come on.
Yeah, I know she'll be watching at home, just living and dying on this.
Absolutely, I'm sure she's got little Louis with her as well and cheering Dad on.
Yeah, I know, it's good to see Louis playing pole too, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, he's football mad at the moment, which I don't blame him.
Ooh, baby. Ooh. Too much of a good thing, you think?
Yeah, it looked like he cued that too good, didn't he?
So, I reckon he goes top left here. I don't think he's going middle because he's possibly running into problems by going behind that red just out of bulk. And also because it's such a thin sort of shot.
He's going middle. He's got to go middle.
I reckon he goes corner. I think that the angle is such that the cue ball is going to end up going more towards that favoured line. If he goes middle and ends up on that line, then I'll eat my hat, but he's jacking up, so he must be going for the middle. He's just looking to try and kill the cue ball slightly.
He's playing it with plain ball now.
But he's hit the red. He's ended up okay on this, but now you've got to wonder how you're looking for the line of your cue ball here.
Yeah. Big shot. He's missed it.
I tell you what, he didn't go in off, and he came out nicely for the blacks, so he'd picked the line early. He just didn't make the pot.
I thought it was going in. Looked pretty good, but just caught the draw and
spat back out. Because it was looking good too for the black. Because I was looking at the cue ball and then the yellow. Because that's often how it works. So you look at the cue ball first.
This top red must go if he's played it like that.
You sure? The way he's sort of rubbing his hand on the cue tells me it could be otherwise.
Or he can just nick this and yeah, it's tight. It's really tight.
I don't actually think that goes. I think he's done himself a disservice here. Well, if he decides he's going to play it, then he's got to make sure that if he misses it, it must be on to him. No.
Tough cut for Baden though. That's very thin.
Baden's really good at these though. Still remember that one that he made in the 2013 CNZ Nationals down the rail. That was an amazing shot. This one isn't quite the same, but this one could be even bigger.
This is length and thin. Can Baden cut it in?
No, and he's involved every single ball on the table almost.
And he's put 2 balls of Steve's over the hole.
I'm sure he's just cocked his goose there. It was a great effort. It was a very difficult shot, even for Baden.
Absolutely.
Nicely up for the red into the middle pocket.
Could be looking 6-4 here, John.
Indeed. Another slight screw here. And then you take the one bottom left and come back out for possibly the plant, or would you play this now, go all the way back and then the plant?
No, you play the plant last.
Play the plant last, okay. Obviously being the plant, you'd want to end up as good as you can on it.
I mean, yeah. You can land anywhere, really.
You kind of want to land just off
You
straight.
can even play that red and flicking behind, and there's plenty of options. Don't have to think too hard, really. Just get down to the other end of the table and you're fine. Should be A, B, C. Has he gone off?
Cue ball. No, he's alright. He's flirting with danger doing it that way.
That little white ball moves quick, doesn't it, John?
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, he's good here. Just tap this over the pocket.
Either go in or not is fine. Get an even better angle on the black here. Just doesn't want to stick in that pocket though. No, he's played that with great touch.
6-4.
You
Eat with your mouth closed, Ryan. I just had a sip of my drink. Thank you, Simon.
Steve Denton gets two ahead now of Baden Jackson, and
Maybe I was eating the ice, sorry.
yeah, so after being 3-0 up to start with, he's only won one of the next 7 frames, and so momentum arrow most certainly is with Steve here.
That's right. Baden's got a bit of work to do to get back and
He's going to have to do here is just put a good break in, just break well, tick that part off. That's not a very good break though. They haven't split very well, which is very rare when you use the shark rack that they don't split well. I just wonder if some of those balls weren't touching, or maybe the important balls weren't touching, because I know you can get away sometimes with a loose rack. But generally with a Sharky, the way these guys hit them, they stay hit. He's actually decided to take this on, Steve. I just wonder whether he might try and take a pocket early here, or there's no clearance here. These balls are just horrible. That'll do.
that'll do, donkey.
That'll do it. You almost play that like CNZ, don't you? You play that to sit it over the hole, get some control early. Of course, the difference being here is that if Baden can play a shot, pot one of his, and then pot that red, it completely negates it. Yeah, so he's gotten rid of it straight away, because the table being ugly helps him in that situation too. Harry Denton, that's Steve's son. It's good to see you on here, Harry. Summit Monger, yes indeed he is. He's a very classy human being too.
Yeah.
He's a wonderful man.
Oh, definitely. Good cook too, I hear.
Oh, he's brilliant.
Have you eaten his food before, John?
I have.
Have you?
Beautiful.
Where does he cook?
I think he works for Rossendale Winery. I think that's what it's called. Just out of Christchurch.
I'm sure Harry will let you know if you're wrong.
Harry will tell me. Please do. I'll go for a snooker here. Hasn't got it. I don't think he's got it.
Been back to his best this weekend, super relaxed and just enjoying the game again.
Yeah, you can see almost the whole ball here.
Yeah.
So he's definitely gotten wrong with that. As Steve's gotten wrong with this, I just wonder whether that was played for, because again, the table being ugly, you could potentially worm yourself into trouble. Maybe just looking to make his a little easier here and put a bit of pressure on Steve. All these frames until this one have been wide open. Baited.
Oh, he didn't
He's
have
not made a rail. He's not made a rail.
You think Steve's cooking is good? Wait till you have Julie's chili con carne.
He's at the convention centre now. Okay, cheers, Paul. This is Paul Blackler, my uncle. Played this
Your
weekend.
uncle?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's my mother's. He's married to my mother's sister.
Oh, yep. Hey guys, does Glenn Coates not play in Super League? He did play the North Island Open.
Oh, jeez, that.
But yeah, he did play. He played big guns one year, didn't he? Glenn Coates, maybe.
It was 2017, wasn't it? I'm not sure whether he did. Don't quote me. I'm not too sure.
But yes, he's a very class player of these rules, and but yeah, didn't play in the New Zealand Open this year. Don't think he played in the New Zealand Open last year either, did he?
No.
No.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
That's near perfect. And you can just go into these reds. Sorry, these yellows. Got two of them.
But
look at where the black's gone though. Why did he have to hit it so hard?
Yeah, that's.
Where's the control?
He just needed to.
He could have so easily hit that black into the middle pocket too.
You think Steve's checking? How did Ryan King?
Ah, jeez, that's horrible.
How did Ryan King go? I went. Made the quarterfinals. Lost to Simon. 8-4. And basically 2 shots was the whole entire difference of the match. Never played big guns. Oh, there you go. Simon knows. So, yeah, we just said the same thing. Simon, no way he needed to play it that hard for.
Hasn't hit that very well. He could have ended up locked right behind that red he's next to and really jailed Baden out of that.
Who's Glenn Coates? Matt Lee.
But as it is,
Matt Lee would know Glenn Coates, right?
Matt's his nephew.
Oh, that's right, it is too, yeah.
Make a rail. Yep.
Form is temporary, class is permanent. All players whose names start with the letter S are good. Steve Simon, Stephen Hendry. And yourself, Summit. You start with an S, mate.
Don't discount yourself, man.
I reckon.
Just going to try and... No, he's done it again. He's done it again. Is there any chance that he can see enough of that yellow that he was supposed to be snookered on to pot it somewhere? I don't know if it's
reckon
on
the top yellow
for the
goes.
top.
Personally, I think
Bottom
it goes.
right, bottom left pocket. No, he's queuing the other one.
Tell you what.
He's hit it too well. But as I said,
What a pot that was.
It was. After the one he missed earlier.
I don't think he's mucking around. I think he's...
Yeah, I think he's had enough of
200
shagging spiders here.
220 viewers.
Oh, look at this. Baden Jackson, who are you?
Who are you? What a pot. What a pot those 2 balls were, right?
It's the shot maker. Has he got one more? Oh, that looked like it kicked off. I could have sworn Blindy got a massive kick there. That looked like an ugly reaction. Can you please replay that quickly? That looked like the ugliest reaction I've seen all weekend.
I don't think he...
I thought he did, you know. It looked like it had a bit of sideways wobble to it. And he obviously, it doesn't matter to him because he just missed it, but I think for us he might have gotten a tad unlucky with a kick. What's Stevie looking at here? I mean, to be fair to Steve, he's still got a lot of work to do here, and if he's going to lay a snooker in, it needs to be a really, really good one. Otherwise, it's just a one-rail escape, and we know how good Baden is at those.
It's a really good shot.
He's actually got that without intending to there.
Oh gosh, he did not want that.
I tell you what, he might have actually left himself a finish here without trying to. Yeah, it's actually ground off that red again.
Oh, do you think he plays a red down the rail, John, off the black?
I think he does. I think it's about his only shot, really. He could try and tuck up behind it for a snooker, but I think he's gone past that point now. He's unintentionally thrown his hat into the ring. He's got to see it through.
Tell you what, he's played that very well. Shot, Steve.
Yes, it was a slice of luck, the shot before. But
If this event was the weekend before the CNZ, you would have all the greats attend. Phil, Coetzee. You think that's ugly, John? Wait till you see it.
Discussion on that last night.
There was a discussion on that, like Paul just said, but no, I disagree. I mean, you know, you pay for accommodation and, you know, 2 weeks off or 3 days, you know, week and a bit off work, and it's just not very affordable for everyone. So
I think what he means is to have it all running in one big long swath of time rather than two separate chunks.
yeah,
Look at this though. Yes, he was lucky, as I said, but he shouldn't have had this opportunity to begin with.
no, that's right.
Whether or not he should have been here, he is here,
He is.
and he's made the most of it. He's one frame away.
And the Christchurch supports. Big claps out there in the room. Looks
Yeah,
like-
as I said, the majority of the support will be with Steve here. I wonder how small Baden might feel right now.
I think Baden might have gone out for a walk to the toilet.
I think that's the best ploy at this moment, whether he needs to use it or not.
Yeah, that's right.
Just calm himself down, because he'll be feeling all sorts of emotions right now, most of them bad, and he needs to get them out. He needs to give himself a chance to recenter, because that last miss on the black was one of the most basic shots we've seen missed on the black. It's just not what you would expect, and whether or not he got a kick, it's obviously got to throw him.
This is massive crazy, even in these long races, how much luck can play a part. Yeah, that's right, Simon. I mean, we all know damn good that, happens to us over in Australia, over in the Pro Series and whatnot. Aiden's just come back into the arena and Steve's break, so Steve will be hoping for a big break, John.
Yeah, well, I think break and clear is the
Unless the
order
Paul
of the day
Gods are
here.
with Baden, this is Steve's title. Guy is playing solid.
You reckon, John?
Big break from Steve.
Solid contact.
Oh,
We do.
That just went in, didn't it?
For the longest time, I thought no,
Tell you what.
but just at the very last, the red dropped.
Tell you what. Yellows are pretty good here, but he's still got a little bit of work to do.
Indeed.
That yellow on the side rail. Imagine if that yellow was off the rail by the middle pocket, it'd be.
You reckon, Simon? You're starting to feel the pinch of age too, are you? I just wonder whether he tries to play a plant at some point, because you've got that. He's going to take it now, so he might try to extricate something here.
Yeah, he's played that. He's played that pretty good.
He's given himself another ball to move that trouble yellow. That's what was so good about that shot. He's got this two in bulk. Play one, get position on the other, and then play the extraction off from the ball off the middle pocket. So he's done a good job there of making sure he's got enough angle so he doesn't need to hit this too hard. Because where we want to end up is just off straight and with the cue ball on the same side as that yellow that's on the rail, so that all he has to do is play into it and chunk it off the rail. He tried to get it out now. Oh, did he need to do that?
I don't know.
Did he get a bit greedy there? Maybe he'll come up with something else, but I just think he's missed a trick there. Maybe he was thinking of possibly the fact that he should have ended up on something if he didn't get that yellow off.
So looking at the double to the corner.
He might well be. Those two reds that are ugly down by the black spot might give him a bit of freedom here. How's it looking? No.
But he's played a good shot there, hasn't he?
He's played a good controlled shot.
Yeah.
He didn't try to hit it too hard. He didn't try to overextend.
He's left Baden nothing, hasn't he?
Pretty much. Or very little. Very little that he can work with anyway. You'd expect to at least get a shot off that. When your opponent makes a mistake and they have to play a shot like that, you'd at least expect to get some sort of shot. If you split those two reds that are next to each other near the black spot, you wonder if you'd play one of those, and if there's any way you can leave something ugly off it, get rid of a problem, and maybe leave Steve ugly somewhere. Oh, jeez. This reminded me of a song lyric that ain't working. Oh, get away from the middle. I thought that was going to wedge in there. You always think of the horrible bad things that could happen on those, and thankfully it hasn't, but it's a bit cuddly in there. You want to be careful that you cue this well, because this is still easy to mess up if you don't quite cue down on it well. Yeah, we still think he has Simon. Obviously he had a shot in mind there, but didn't execute it. He's just going to take the one in bulk now, I'd say. So I don't think there's any real hope for the ball near the middle pocket from here. I think it's the one in bulk, and then leave yourself the correct angle on the ball in the middle pocket, then you could perhaps go back up and down table for the black.
Yeah.
Could be the game, this shot.
He just needs to pot this ball and he's home and hosed.
No, he took the other one.
Shot,
oh,
Stevie.
That's a beautiful shot.
Cuts us in. Steve Denton will be the 2023 Super League National Champion.
I love the fact that he played that shot with such confidence too, because he knew that that was most likely going to win in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Really? Really?
Oh, commentator's curse.
Dear, oh dear.
Baden is...
Now then, I think Steve said something to someone there.
I think he said it to Baden. Wow.
Something like, "Oh mate, happy birthday."
I think I cursed him, John.
I think you did too, but to be honest, I think we were both thinking the same thing.
He's got to hit this well.
Got to take this red up. No, he hasn't. Oh, what's he doing? Jesus, that was dicey. He's going to leave the one down the rail last. He has to. He's basically showing his entire hand here. He has to play that one last.
Kerry Howe, good to see you, mate. Cheering on Baden.
Indeed.
Yeah, he's definitely playing the last.
Yeah, he has to, but you know what makes this good is the fact that he's got a clearly defined pattern to it. Wants to leave this as straight as he can. Nothing difficult.
Will we get a Baden Jackson fist pump if he clears this, John?
I don't... Oh, you might do. He might do. Yeah, that's bang on. That's a great shot. All you need to do is pot this now. No extra pressure, just pot the ball.
Reckon he's going to pot it?
Yep. No, he didn't. He didn't, would you believe it?
You cursed him this time, John.
I did, but again, I fully believed he was going to pot that.
Oh.
Here we go.
Out she comes. This. Oh, I tell you what, this is a bit squeaky.
That's squeaky.
You didn't land flush on this at all. Could there be another twist to this? Or is he going to slam the door shut? Boy, slams the door shut.
There you go. There's our 2023 Super League National Champ.
Steve Denton. Well done, that
Well
man.
done, Steve Denton.
8-4 over Baden Jackson. Receives the trophy from Commander Michael Hayes.
Commiserations to Baden Jackson. Well played. Well done to get to the final, and I'm going to go out there quickly and hear the speech. So thanks guys for tuning in, and yeah, thanks John.
Thank you very much, Ryan, for sitting in with me.
In my opinion, the most competitive tournament in the country as far as Q Sports. I mean, we turn up here this morning, all 8 players are genuine contenders, and I don't think there's any other team in the country you can say that about. So huge achievement just to be here in the final, boys. So yeah, well done. Thanks again, everybody, and yeah, congratulations again, Steve. Well done.
I don't know what to say. Speeches are different winners, pal.
I mean, you know, if you're inside my head, it's a bit of a mess.
Inside mine, it's like spaghetti.
You get it this morning, you look at what's ahead, and you know, it just seems like such a daunting task, and you just take each match as it comes. It's like an old cliche, but that's what you do. And then to get a chance like that to win a title like this again. Sorry, I put you through the ringer there. I was trying to get it wrapped up early, but the pressure is incredible. So, massive thanks to these guys for putting on the tournament. The tables, amazing. Couldn't fault them the whole weekend. You guys for supporting me especially from the titles. David, of course, he's saving it in me tonight, so...
You're not sitting out in the living room.
Yeah, amazing. I can't believe the thanks. Cheers, guys.
We'll just get a couple of really quick photos.